You're listening to CYOP, Create Your Own Podventure, APPeal. This branching story follows your choices, changing as you respond to what the story places in your path. What's waiting for you at the end? Keep moving to find out. Now, where were we? After you left the hospital, you decided to invest more time in APPeal's functionality. After several months, you took it out on another field test where it told you to integrate another person. You've interpreted it to mean you need to speak to people more often. You reach up and adjust APPeal. There's no way it's telling you to integrate the woman physically. That's insane. And anyway, you're not crazy enough to actually go through with something so ghoulish. Just because APPeal tells you something is best for you doesn't mean it actually is. It's just the machine interpreting what you think you want. But do you want this? Integration does automatically mean taking things and combining them with yourself. Integration could mean any number of things. It could mean you simply need to mingle your time with someone else's. It could be telling you need some sort of human connection. It's been 3 months since your last long-term physical interaction. Not since the snake bite, though your interactions with the EMTs and doctors have been mostly professional. Had it really been since back when you and Charlie were together? You don't think it's been that long, but after racking your brain, you can't think of any important social functions which you'd attended since the breakup.
Hello?
You startle. It's some college kid. Some kid with a messenger bag and thick glasses who lives on the street. He's looking at you with concern.
Are you okay?
Your voice feels like sandpaper. Sorry, it's been a while since...
Can I call someone for you?
You look at him and there's a tightness in your chest. He's looking at you like you're a person. It's not someone speaking to you over text. It's not a delivery notification on your phone. It's an actual in-the-flesh human interaction. The pressure of it pushes against you like a wave, and your eyes tear up from behind APPeal's lenses. I'm fine. You turn around with another word and go back to your garage, leaving him confused on the sidewalk. You remove APPeal and set it on your table before you take in your workspace. You hadn't noticed, but it's an absolute disaster. Stacks of paper sit disheveled on the floor, high enough to serve as cup rests for countless mugs of half-drank tea and coffee. Crushed energy drink cans lay scattered on the floor, the casualties of more than 2 months of late nights. You go into your apartment and check the fridge. There's little there except leftovers of frozen microwavable stir-fries and Hot Pockets. The college kid's face flashes through your mind, and you reel when you imagine how someone would react to seeing the condition of your living area. After a good cathartic cry, you spend the rest of the day cleaning. Dishes in the washer, dirty clothes in the hamper, and eventually the washing machine, garbage, and recycling outside in the appropriate bins. You make a point not to visit your workshop, not until the next day. Maybe a detox is the best thing for you now. You spend the next night watching trashy TV competition shows, the one where they have to make knives is your current favorite, and there's plenty to catch up on. You let the soft glow of the TV wash over you, and eventually you fall asleep on the couch instead of your work chair for the first time in months. You feel like a new person the next morning and decide to tackle the workshop. You fill 4 garbage bags with trash and recycling, all while ignoring APPeal. It feels like the glasses are watching you, irritated at you paying attention to something else for once. You set the headset in its case and go out to buy some actual human food. The grocery store is the same as it ever was, you suppose, though it's been so long since you last bought your own groceries. Everyone is so normal, and you take the opportunity to smile, though it's not always returned. The cashier is bubbly and personable, and you have a nice talk about her difficulties in school with her biological chemistry exams. She recommends a local meetup where people get together to talk STEM, and you take down the information. Later that night, you decide to check out the meetup, and there's one happening the next day, just inside the city. You briefly consider tweaking APPeal, but you dismiss the idea. You spent the last few months working on it, and it can wait a day or two. You think about taking it to the meetup tomorrow, but it's probably best just to chat during your first attendance. You take a morning bus into the city the next day, and it drops you off a short walk from where the meetup is held. You catch an early lunch and enjoy the people watching before you go to the workspace. a building on the city block with a stylish sign above the door saying Vitalize. You've heard the name Vitalize before on local tinkerer circles, but never bothered looking into it much. Apparently it's something of a maker's co-op which hosts public use workspaces, boot camps, educational seminars, and other STEM-based programs. You didn't pay those much attention due to the costs associated, but it turns out this meetup is a free event, so you're taking the opportunity to actually interact with physical humans. There's about a dozen people in attendance across different disciplines and areas of study. No one else brought their work, so you're thankful you left APPeal at home, but there is plenty of tech talk. When it gets to your turn, you talk about your interest in machine learning, predictive modeling, and the general areas of study which APPeal touches on, and it seems to generate some excitement. Most of the others in attendance are hobbyists, with a few other serious techies, but most of their work is spent on smaller tinkering projects. The collected people break into smaller groups to discuss specific topics, but before you can join, one woman approaches you. She's got mountain green eyes and a sure-footed swagger.
I'm Sarah.
She introduces herself.
I just wanted to say your stuff is really intriguing.
You aren't quite sure how to respond, but you give her your name and the two of you launch into a long discussion on various topics in your field. Her area of focus is theoretical physics and their application to modern-day tech. She has an easy way about her, and she seems genuinely interested in what you have to say. That catches your attention. While most of these people struck you as a hobbyist, it seems Sarah is a serious academic, and if you're right, she might be practical. Some of what she studies might even be applicable to APPeal. Of course, you could talk shop, or you could see what she's about as a person. What do? If you talk about people, listen to episode 1.07, also known as People. If you talk about tech, listen to episode 1.16, also known as Tech.